All right, we are live. Awesome. What's this enhance button right here? Let's see. Ooh, go crazy here.
Cool stuff. I'll do black and white.
Do we focus in on us? No, that's like anti-focus. All right, we're gonna do an old school session here, black and white, for you old school SEOs like Andrew. No, we'll change it back to color. We're just waiting for everybody to pop in here. Have a little fun. As everybody knows, these sessions are a little bit delayed on Google Hangouts, but that's what it is.
Well, when it's embedded on our site, it is, right? If they're live, it's live, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they click through, they click through, and then they see it live. So just waiting for people to pop in. Jump in on SEMchat and let everybody know, Andy.
Yep.
Cool. And if you guys don't know how to contact us and put in questions in this super awesome Google Hangout, you're going to look to the top of your screen. It's either on the left or the right, one of those ways. There'll be 9 boxes or 6 boxes, blue boxes. You click on them, it opens up the question, answer, chat session, and you'll be able to submit your questions to us. And we got Ganty's in already saying, so this is a Hangout and not a GoToWebinar. That is correct. This is a Hangout. It's open to everybody. We try to do, this for our bigger, video broadcast sessions, because GoToWebinar kind of sucks with its video recording capabilities. Jake and Fat Bastard.
Jake and the Fat Bastard.
And the Fat Bastard. Yeah. Well, I mean, you call yourself that, so it's not
it's not a.
it's not a hateful term. It's all how you take it. And clear out the question here from Ganty. And people are filing in finally. Nice. Jumping up in the view count. We're going to have some people joining us in a little bit. Let's see. Frank's going to be coming on. See if Byron wants to come on, and trying to get Joe on as well. And then, yeah. So the camera does add 20 pounds. Well, I could definitely use the 20 pounds, so I'll be taking Andrew's 40.
Wow, that hurt.
Oh, I meant 40 total. Your 20 plus my 20.
Okay.
All right, and the view count's still going up. Bump. Yeah, we didn't really promote this one too hard. Just did the standard emails. Still trying to keep it on the DL. We're gonna be talking about Serp Spike a bit. So not trying to push it out to everybody right now.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, cool people? Justin is here. Justin, we were wondering if you want to jump on a little bit once we get through our presentation and before we jump straight into the QA. And then maybe if you want to stick around a little bit through the QA, it'd be a nice transition. All right. And say the date and time so that we know it is now and live, please.
Okay, so it is November 5th at exactly 2:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
2:16 and 45 seconds right now. So if you guys are a little bit behind, you're a little bit behind. That's just Google being Google. All right, and we'll select that answer. And let's see, Ron Stone's got a question here, and this will be the last question we take right away, because we're going to be coming back to the QA session like we usually do, and we want to answer everybody's questions, of course. And just a reminder, if you don't see how to put in a question, click the QA box up on the top of your screen. It'll pop up on the right side. You'll be able to type in questions and see other people's questions, and we're going to be answering them, doing the best we can to answer them in the order in which they're upvoted. So not necessarily the order that they're submitted, but the more upvotes there are for a question, the more likely we're going to be able to answer it in a timely and thorough manner. All right, that's done. And all right, Kevin, we'll answer that before we break into it. Floyd, come here, buddy. Floyd is getting big, guys. Here is Floyd. You may remember him as a tiny little guy, but now he's about 50 pounds. Still a big lap dog. So he just loves to be held, doesn't realize how big he is, and
or how low and scary his bark is.
Yeah, that's true. He's going in for a little surgery on Thursday. It's about that time.
Time to get the balls cut.
Yep, and select Steve's question here because it's puppy related. And all right, let's jump into it, guys, because that's what we do. We share our information. So I'm going to start a screen share here. Share on screen 2. And see my nice little Windows background. Yeah, I am a Windows guy, but Windows is it's a lot easier for this type of stuff. Oh, we're jumping too far in. All right, so our QA is today, and let me minimize this view here. All right, our QA is today. Like Andrew said, it's 11/5/14, and welcome to SEMeasy, guys. You know,
is anybody here new? We got any new members here? We are just well. First of all, welcome. Throw something into the chat so we can welcome you personally.
Remember, it's a little bit delayed, so
yeah, it is
you know, it's
delayed.
going to be a little bit delayed. Holy crap, he's huge. Floyd is big. Am I okay to put the link after the QA? Yep, this is public QA, so you can put the link wherever you guys want, as long as it's not on some like porn site or Viagra pill site or whatever. You can do whatever you want.
Actually, maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
I don't know. Do you need it?
My age, you never know.
Alrighty, and Justin says he's going to join, so awesome. All right, so welcome to SEMeasy, guys. Most of you guys are new here, haven't seen anybody, not new here. Most of you guys are veterans here, haven't seen any new members or people responding that they're new. Oh, no, Kevin, come on, Kevin, Frank, you're not new.
I'm new.
Nick,
new.
You're not, you guys aren't new. Anyway.
They may be nude, but they're not.
They may be nude, but they're not new. Just want to show you guys. We've been running Cloudflare. You guys know since we jumped on, you know, the public launch to be using their rocket loader booster to speed up the page load times on SEMeasy after you load the initial page on any session. And haven't really looked at the stats because we're more interested in doing our research and developing our stuff, but jumped in real quick to look at the last 7 days, and I was pretty freaking surprised to see what I saw. We served up almost 1 million pages, like 800,000 page views.
Almost 800,000 page views.
And 40,000 unique visitors over the past week. Pretty crazy, guys. I've never had a website or a community that's grown to this size this quickly, and you know, it's all because of you guys and you guys viewing the site and participating more and more in the forums. It's really becoming a center of SEO information, something that we wanted to bring since the very beginning. And it's all because of you, and we appreciate it. And the more and more you spread it, you know, feel free to post this anywhere. The more and more you spread it, the better and better the content on the site's going to be. And it only benefits the community is what I'm saying. So I'm happy. Brings a small little tear to my eye. I hope it does for you guys too, especially you veterans who've been here forever and believed in us from the beginning, paying 99 bucks, you know. All right.
I'm waiting for somebody to jump into the chat. Wait a second. It dropped in price?
I want a refund for the past 5 months.
All right. So Mastermind groups. We discussed it before. We're going to give you guys the link again, and we will have Justin on to just talk about, you know, he's the one coordinating. He's the one coordinating all of the mastermind groups. And really, if you guys aren't sure what the mastermind groups are, okay, it's not an upsell. It doesn't cost you anything to get into them. It's just it's groups where we could break down people into A, different interests, B, different really experience levels and stuff like that, where, you know, we can A, share a lot more information, B, kind of experiment around with a couple of things and have you guys right at the ground floor of as we're looking at different new techniques and everything else, and having you guys help us test some of this stuff so you guys actually learn it right from the beginning all the way up. There are different people that are interested in different things. Some guys want to focus on AdSense, other people are focusing on client SEO. Whatever it is, we're going to be able to put you into a mastermind group that's going to be perfect for you.
Yep. So for you, those of you who don't know, you know, about SEMeasy in itself, it used to be just a simple little WordPress site that was Andrew's business site, you know, your first SEO site.
Yeah.
You could go into the way back machine and see what it used to be before I stepped in and changed it around. But you know, everything we do is based around WordPress, and we're not afraid to admit it. We love it. And what I did with this is there's with SEMeasy, I should say, is there's a great software, not plugin, but it's an add-on to your WordPress site called BuddyPress, and that's what SEMeasy membership and community is essentially based around. But there's a cool little part of it that we really haven't taken advantage of, and it has its basis out of Facebook's pages. And what these mastermind groups essentially are going to be are Facebook pages, but built inside of SEMeasy itself. So you're going to get access based off your access level to these different groups, to the different pages. It's going to be a community forum, like a much simpler, broader flow, stream of consciousness, stream of thought directly to that one related mastermind group that you're in. But beyond that, you're going to gain access in the SEMchat module to a special chat room that only people in that group have access to. So at any time, you're going to be able to pull it up on your mobile device. And if you've never loaded up SEMchat on your mobile device, I highly recommend you do. It launches into its own little app. Nothing you need to download to your phone, but it's a really, really cool and streamlined messenger. I don't even know what to call it. It's a really cool and streamlined messenger. So if you're ever on the go and you want to chat some SEO or get some information on something, it's definitely the way to go. Jumping forward, we have, oh, that's the bit.ly link.
That is the bit.ly link. So if you guys are interested in signing up for the mastermind groups,
go over there and yeah.
Can you grab that link and pop it in?
I could probably pop it in somewhere. I don't actually, there's a chat, but I don't know if I could chat it to all. Actually, what Ben is not here right this second. Are you on? Yep. If you go ahead onto SEMeasy into the public chat room or the premium plus chat room and pop that link in right over there. bit.ly.com/SEMeasy groups.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that real fast.
All right, Andrew could do that. And let's keep going through. All right, Serp Spike. Probably a lot of questions in regards to Serp Spike, and we're pretty excited about it. Don't mean to keep dragging it along, but there's a reason we have, and it's to make sure that literally everything from the front end to the back end to our back end to the back end behind it that supports it. It's a multi-tiered system. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to get into the whole nitty-gritty of it, but we've automated as much as possible. We've included as much schema on page SEO, proper interlinking. We've spent weeks now developing the right flow and really getting Google to index these sites out. I wish I could see the next page without ruining the ruining the broadcast here, but we could jump on in. All right, so just a little tease on what we're looking at.
So
here.
we are going to tease you just a hair.
Just a little bit, because you know,
yeah,
everyone likes a good tease.
Unless you're a high school senior, in which case you don't like that.
I mean, it's good for you. So just a little tease. So what we're looking at with these sites is 5,000 first page rankings in under 24 hours, or within the first 24 hours.
1.6 million pages in all.
Yeah, like unique URLs, which you could overlay with whatever you want, or put whatever ads or lead capture, anything
or
you want.
AdSense, so whatever
you want them. You got a net that's 1.6 million pages large. The site load time it's
ridiculously fast. And the structure that's been built into this thing, guys, we're just literally dominating niche after niche after niche after niche. Some niches that we were having issues with before, we're hitting. And
we're just
crushing it,
and it's really because of the size that we've been able to establish. You know, these it's just crazy. You got to see one of them in action, and we promise we're going to be showing you more. But this is 4 days after we first submitted it for index, and the first 2 days we didn't even run index assault on it. So yeah, after the first 2 days, what was it up? It was up like to 17.5 thousand naturally. Yeah. Which is crazy. Imagine like you submit your sitemap to Google with no video sitemap, no index assault, nothing, and you're already up to 14. Ridiculous. Like it doesn't happen unless you have the best interlinking structure possible. And we did, but we wanted to go faster, of course, so we ran index assault on it. And then 2 days later, we've jumped up to almost 500,000 pages in the index. And this is in 4 days, guys. That, you know, I don't think this needs any explaining. Within the next 4 to 8 days, it'll be probably around 1 million, if not around 8.5.
Well, we're also realizing, guys, as you know, you really start to gain an appreciation, and you actually are able to start watching how Google works when you have sites this big. Oftentimes what happens is, and for you guys that are out there building your own sites and stuff, you'll actually see sometimes where, you know, Google will start to index a site. You'll start seeing, let's say, 1,000 or 2,000 pages indexed. The following day you come back and you might see 3,000 or 4,000 pages indexed. And the following day you come back and all of a sudden you see a couple of 100 pages indexed and you go, holy shit, my site just got hit. It's not. It's Google actually switching out, you know, it's basically Google switching out the data center. You know, you get caught in a semi-cache, and you know what happens is a day or two after that, then the fucking site just explodes. So if you guys see that, it's actually a good thing. Okay, it's pretty.
Yeah, the dog's balls are hanging in the middle of the screen, kind of distracting. That's worse than the first one.
Oh god, I'm just
gonna
move on.
Come here.
That's great. Oh,
sorry,
man.
there, Frank.
That's great.
That might go viral. Huh? Take a screenshot of that.
Oh man.
So
hey, some press is better than no press, right?
yeah.
I guess it depends on the type of press. Dog balls, I think, are acceptable as good press,
Okay, so
depending on the context.
so anyway, long story short, if you guys are building out some of your own sites, you know, you start to see that happen. Now, what we're also finding with Google is that Google will, I mean, our sites went from like 300,000 pages now to like 1.6 million pages. And we realized that Google can only index out X amount of pages per day. I mean, after that, Google, it's sort of like a big fat guy like me showing up at an all-you-can-eat Chinese restaurant, and you're fucking full. You know, that's it. I'm done. I'll be back tomorrow. You know, or I'll be back for dinner. Because fuck, I'm hungry in another hour. But so that's sort of what happens, and these things are just Google is just digesting them at the fastest rate that we believe Google can digest that site at this point. So it's pretty freaking wild.
Yep. All right. So I guess we'll look through for questions in relation to this itself. John P, we got a question.
Yeah, well, let's finish up with this real fast, and then we'll get to all of our questions.
All right. Yeah.
Now, globalization in seconds.
Yep. All right. So this is the only platform in existence, and we have to create this, that allows you to target any one of these locations or the world in general. We don't even need to read the whole list, but it might be fun. See if you can do it in one breath, Andy. All right, ready, set, go.
United States, Canada, Great Britain, Germany, France, India, Ireland, Italy, China, Mexico, Spain, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, Australia, just to name a few.
All right, awesome. And yeah, just to name a few is right, because we could literally, in this system, this modular-based system we built, add in any location to any of your guys' heart's consent.
So if one of you guys are really just so badly wanting to rank in Estonia right now, we could do that.
We definitely could do that.
If somebody says, God, Syria is a hotbed for not only sawing off people's heads, but also for SEO right now, we can do that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's just to name a few. So we have everywhere. Questions directly pertaining to Serp Spike.
Well, let's do this. Let's run through these questions.
Sounds
because
good.
we do have a bunch of questions that are up here.
All right. We got John Peavy, short version.
Okay, that's Brian Wade responding to John Peavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it was basically shown that that those were the little blue buttons.
So, the little blue boxes. Not to be quoting everyone, we did our own independent research on, as we do on everything. We don't take anything at face value, but I did go through to SEOmatic and looked at the whole big blue box scandal, or the little tiny boxes scandal, and it was scandalous to say the least. It was upright theft, and they should be going or they should be getting subpoenaed or something, and an investigation for, was it
FTC violations?
Numerous FTC violations and consumer fraud. Essentially, what we found was that no matter what URL you put into either the input box, you got redirected to the same page with no post variables indicating the URL you entered. Furthermore, that video was correct. You can go straight to that page without paying, because it does absolutely nothing. There's a small bit of JavaScript that redirects the page after 30 seconds, redirects you to another page after 30 seconds, both of which are pretty much identical but have a different GIF on them. And then finally redirects you to a finished page. Saying
and if there was a form submission in the process somewhere, then whatever.
It honestly didn't make a difference once you reached the second page. The software did absolutely nothing, or nothing that we could tell. Not any backlink or Ahrefs, Moz reports, absolutely nothing. So, yeah, that's just our thought on that group. Yeah, if we didn't answer to your fullest content, didn't answer it to your fullest content, feel free to post another. No, I should have clicked that before I did it, but anyway, people scroll back. All right,
so
then I guess John Peavy posted again, and that was in reference
Same
before.
thing,
Have
that
we
was-
heard about them? Yes, we have heard about them. And
honestly, guys, there's a whole lot of, you know, there's not, outside of a lot of the stuff that we do, I don't, I mean, I'm not saying that there's not other cool stuff out there, but like,
there absolutely
be
is.
really, really, really careful of all this push button crap.
I mean, if we want to go into the history of it,
we simplify. I mean, basically what we've done is we've just taken everything and simplified it down to shit that we know that works. And
exactly. Well, here's the long and short of it, guys. About two and a half years ago now, I remember when it used to only be a year and a half and then half a year. About 2.5 years ago, Andrew was a huge member on Infinitum, which is now defunct, right?
Yeah.
Was a huge member on Infinitum, #3 poster of all time, one of the highest rated, and should have been a mod on the forum. But everybody was coming to Andrew for information, and he came up with the idea of targeting local long tail keywords, and contacted Alex Becker, the head of that community, and said, hey, but you know, is this something that
renting and leasing pages and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly. Well, Andrew was, you know, saw that big thing, like, I need to have clients and have clients that pay me. Like, I have clients, but they're not paying me, and I need to be able to turn off their site at a moment's notice. And what's the best way to do that and also get instant rankings is to have an overlay on top of a locally targeted keyword thing. And contacted Alex Becker. And Alex was like, that's a really cool idea, and started promoting local long tail keywords, which we've all seen ad nauseum for the past year and a half, 2 years now. You know, I was working with Andrew a little bit at the time, then went away to school. We went over all that last time. Came back, and Andrew had invested in the precursor double agent copyright IP package, spent a decent amount of money on it and needed it finalized. I came through, tweaked it up, made it even better, turned it into double agent, and built the SEM community around it. And then, you know, it's been from Andrew's idea 2.5 years ago to where we are now. We've built this this amazing intellectual property / technology portfolio. We built this awesome community, and during that entire time, we've been testing and tweaking and testing and tweaking. We were able to introduce the source landlord method. We were able to introduce the update to that and the rename to Serp landlord. We were in the process of doing the Serp landlord beta, which we had to hold off even further due to some little things back and forth, as well as some major upgrades we were making internally to both the pricing model and the just the generation process itself. That turned into Serp Spike, which, as you guys have known, it's gone through its own now 3.5-4 weeks dev cycle. We test everything to the highest degree that we possibly can before pushing it out. You're never going to get something from us that isn't completely tested, doesn't work properly, doesn't work at all, doesn't deliver what we say it's going to deliver.
No, don't get me wrong. If you use, like, for instance, there have been people that have used our stuff in like very strange environments that we've never used it in, and you know, unfortunately, you know, with certain softwares, yes, that's to be expected. Okay?
Absolutely. And
however, there's no method that we'll ever put out that doesn't work to the fullest extent by constantly testing it. Even any software we put out, we constantly test it and tweak it out, and then when we do find that there is an issue or whatever else, unfortunately that's the reason why we never create one-offs.
Yeah.
Because once you create a one-off, there's zero support, there's nobody around, and it dies.
Look, when I was looking for apartments a few weeks ago, or now a few months ago, Ben, I had a choice between two places. One wanted all the money up front, 12 months up front. The second one was you pay monthly. And the decision was pretty easy. It wasn't that I couldn't afford the first option. It was, if I put all this money up front, then what incentive do you as a landlord have to make a repair should my my dishwasher break or the toilet overflow or something like that? Like, beyond your legal requirement, I can't say, oh, I'm not going to pay you rent and I'm going to contact my attorney. It's just going to be, oh, I'm going to contact my attorney, and that I got, shit to stand on at that point. So it's the same exact thing with our software, guys. There's a monthly recurring fee for a reason, because it allows us to stay on top and hire staff. We got 2 guys right here right now working. Yeah. Anyway, continuing on. Anything else to add in relation to that, or keep answering questions? All right, we got Tom Peck going. Can you explain the best interlinking structure? Oh, you want to get it?
No.
No? All right. So it's
yes, I do, but
all right. It's a combination of semi-random related links that change on not the individual page load itself, but on different URLs themselves. So if you load up the same one twice, it's not all changing on you. We have also related next through categories and tags. We generally use categories to segment our sites through the individual states or estados or regions, depending on what location we choose. We also interlink pretty massively by using the SEM directory page, which, as you guys don't know, is a huge boost to your site, having that / directory with the SEM directory shortcode. What it's doing is it's putting in in another iframe on the site, not a hidden iframe, it's perfectly visible, the entire directory as a backlink to itself on SEMeasy, the same exact way the bash code works. Which is really freaking cool if you guys imagine or think about how the bash code itself works.
And for anybody who doesn't understand what we're talking about as far as the bash code, that's already programmed within SEM within the SEM plugin and through the double agent software.
All right, so let's jump back over to the slideshow to finish up these questions. And yep, all right, back to the slideshow. All right, what do we got here? Is that the end of the slideshow? I think so. All right, so we're on questions. Let's stop presenting this and just go straight into full Q&A. But before we do that, we're going to get in Justin and Frank. How do we do that? What's the best way to do that?
Well, hold on one second. You know what? Let's blow through the rest of some of these questions real fast.
All right. Yeah, right up here. All right, I'm going to send this out to you, Ben.
Yep, and then I'm sending it to Justin, Frank, and who else?
Yep, you can send it to Justin, Frank, and Byron. Okay. Or have Frank send it over to Byron. And Andy, go ahead.
All right. So, Tom, I hope we kind of answered that question. I hope that, that helps somewhat.
Yep. Frank's saying you said spread it.
Yes,
spread it, but spread it smartly. You got to spread it through interlinked, relevant content and not be spreading it. Camera shifting all over the place.
No, I think these questions were from a while back. He's saying that that was in reference to spreading the link.
Oh, okay, gotcha, gotcha.
Did anyone ask about WP Prime that has shown up in the forum? I'm not familiar with.
There's been a ton of posts about it. It's a service offering that someone's doing. It's a plugin built for SERPspîke. Great.
Oh, really?
Yep, great for the smaller sites.
I'll have to check it out.
No, it's really cool. What it does is it makes sure that directory page is added for you in case the SEM plugin didn't add it for whatever reason. Some servers have issues in the different environments, but make sure it's in there. It also cleans up your site. Make sure you have the terms of use, contact us, etc., etc. Cool. What else does it do? Oh, and it preps your site. It'll preload in a shaker page and completely format it, URL structure, etc., etc.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I got to check it out.
Yep, absolutely. So I haven't sent it to you yet, but I'm going to be sending it to you in a email. Yep. Sent.
Alrighty. All right. So right. I think Ben's testicles are hanging out. They were earlier. No, that was Kevin. That was Kevin.
Leads Ahoy.
Yeah.
Leads Ahoy saying he's new.
He's new. All right, Nick.
All right.
Stepped out. What's the name of the new?
The new SLL sites, and did you mention a date for us seeing it? Yep, I believe the countdown's now at 9 days.
So if you guys want to, if you haven't already, you can go to SERPspîke.com.
Yep. And put in your information there. Make sure to fill out the form if you haven't.
SERPspîke.
Yep. And if you click the Get Notified, fill in your information and respond to that first welcome email you get, you're actually going to be entered into our drawing for 1 free month credit for whatever membership level you sign up for. So it's a pretty big boost. All right. Let's see. Tom's got a question here. So on my SERPspîke site, I have the SEMeasy plugin installed. There's already a / directory on it.
Yep.
Depending on the environment, it should be there. If it's not, you could add it very easily by going to Add New Page, put in directory as the title. And
Make sure that that's the slug, and just so
Yep.
you know, it doesn't need to be in any of your menus. It just needs to be live.
Exactly. The page has to be live, and there's a built-in shortcode to the SEM plugin, or double agent, I should say, which automatically generates that directory page for you. It's just, the shortcode SEM, capital SEM, lowercase directory. All right, send links. Ben's working on it right now. Kevin's saying, me. Cool. Let's see, Steve's going, how many articles are you using on the 1.6 million page sites? It depends. It really depends. And you'll see as you guys go in what the options are for generating out these sites. We've tried to make it as modular and cool as possible. Frank, you are not new. You are a liar. Can you share your city county list? It costs a couple $1,000s for the ones we have right now, and unfortunately, due to our legal agreement, we're not allowed to share it or give it out. It's just a term of the licensing. Licensing agreements. Gotta love them, gotta hate them, but they're there for a reason. They allow the people who spend all that time and hard work developing it to sell it safely, and allow us hardworking people who need to use it to use it. That's pretty much it. Let's see. Search, swipe, CPA, and affiliate promotions.
What is this picture of Ben?
Ben.
I'm trying to invite them and it made me join.
No, just share that link to people, man.
Oh,
Just send that link to them. And get out of here. I'm ejecting you.
I'm done. I clicked out.
All right, let's see what else. Yep,
Search
CPA affiliate promotions, absolutely.
Absolutely, no problem.
And overlays. We're actually, we'll get into that in a little bit. So being killed in a SERP by a site using subdomains for each location. What is the issue with doing this versus SEMeasy method? There is no issue. You could actually do that with subdomains with the SEMeasy plugin. It works perfectly fine for subdomains.
I can tell you though, Doug, that I think that the subdomain is a short-lived method. You will see that they will index out tremendously over a short period of time, and they will start dying off. Very rarely do they really hang in there for the long haul.
Yep.
So it's sort of a short-term method.
That it is. We've tried it a few times actually, and the sites just don't last anywhere near as long.
I mean, if you're only going after a couple of
if you're going after like a county and you want to subdomain out, the towns in the county or your state, and you want to do the counties in the state, you could try doing that.
Yeah, but like once you start going over like 10 subdirectories, and Google kind of looks at it as just like fucking spam sandwich.
Yeah, there's definitely a flag placed upon it, and you just got to make sure that your on-page SEO is really up to snuff at that point, and you can't expand out to the size of the sites we're doing with that method.
No.
It's the biggest red flag in the world. All right. Do you have any landing page creation software or recommend a good one? That's funny that you say that, because I was just about to bring this up to Andrew. I was working on it last night, integrating a landing page generator. I was going to ask him if he wanted me to continue it, but obviously people are going to want it. So the answer there is yes.
So yeah, but I mean, like I said, we've used other ones in the past, but
the new one
it will actually be part of. You'll actually be able to create a landing page right within.
Yeah, right within your account, and you'll be able to. It's really, really cool. All right, so let's keep going on here. I lost mine a few years ago. Not sure what that's in reference to, but
probably the Viagra comment.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry your wife got rid of them. She should have liked them.
Strip club, probably same thing.
What's for lunch, Ben? Ben, what's for lunch?
It's not ice cream, Frank.
It's not ice cream. It's salmon colored pants.
I was on the phone with Frank yesterday, and I was. We were rudely interrupted by my wife, who explained to me that she was watching like half the fucking neighborhood, and that I had to go to ice cream with them because she couldn't handle them anymore. So Frank made it a point to make sure that he asked for ice cream, and it's in the mail for you, Frank.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yep.
We can hear you. How's it
can
going,
hear you.
man?
All right, just making sure.
Awesome. How's it going by you?
It is cold as hell, man. It's 67.
What is it? It's got
to be like 83 today.
60 here.
Yeah, it's in like the mid-50s here today.
Yeah.
Sorry, my big mic's in the way.
No, that's all good. That's all good. What time is it there? It's got to be like 11:50, just about.
No, we're almost 1. You guys changed the clocks on us.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you guys don't.
Yes, we're only 2 hours behind. We don't change anything. We don't like change. We're Republicans.
Oh, I don't see any screenshots of the stats. I must have stopped sharing the screen.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, I
Did we?
did. I'm an idiot. Well, yeah, let's.
No, you popped up the Cloudflare, and then you took it off and
Took it off real quick. Yeah, we could share it real fast and have our.
Go through that real fast.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. All right, so here's our 7-day analytic review.
Hey, Justin.
Hey, Justin, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm going to mute myself right now.
All right. Feel free to join the conversation whenever. Just want to make sure there's no echoes, too.
All right, so you guys can see the stat page now, correct?
Yes.
Yes? All right, cool.
Cool.
So pretty much going over it, we got, in the past 7 days, 40,000 unique visitors. So if you want to take that to a month, was 4, 8, 12, 16. Yeah.
It's a buttload,
160,000 SEOs looking at the site. Pretty cool. We served 800,000 pages just about, so we're looking at 8, 16, 24, 32, 3.2 million page views over the month. Doing pretty well, guys. There's a community that started out with almost nothing, and
That's the mess.
I mean, it did start out with nothing. There were no page views. So here's the mastermind information, and let's unmute Justin, because Justin, you're a huge part of this. Is there a way to unmute you?
I'm on.
Hey, and Byron's jumped on too. Hey, Byron, how's it going, man?
What's up? Pretty good.
Hey, what's up, Byron?
Hey.
Frank? Gentlemen?
Awesome.
Watchers?
We got a full house here.
That's who you're calling a gentleman, man. Some of us have reputations.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bastards. Rat bastards.
There you go.
Is that a
I like
beer?
that.
Hell no, I quit drinking almost 3 years ago. That is a Diet Pepsi. I upgraded today.
Just so you know, we were sponsored by Diet Pepsi, so thanks for the view there, Frank.
Hey, if
Nice
Diet
plug.
Pepsi wants...
We're gonna get paid. It's awesome. Product placement.
And Monster.
There we go.
Ah, why not? Samson.
We're gonna get some form of legal documentation, either a check or a cease and desist.
LG.
So did you guys? Let me ask you a quick question. Did you guys see the list of all the cities? I mean, all the countries and stuff like that we were hitting, or did we screw that share up too?
No, you screwed that share up too.
Oh,
All right.
So let's bring
I
that up.
mean, you pretty much ran through it. It's,
Yeah.
if you've got Estonia, I mean, Serbia?
All right. So here's what we're looking at real quick. Now you guys could see it, obviously.
Hopefully you guys can see it now. So like I said, this was within 4 days.
4 days.
Yeah, 4 days, and like I said, that's just that was just fucking absolutely cranking it. Tens of thousands. I mean, almost every single term that we checked was sitting on page 1. There will be some people that will bitch because they cannot figure out how to,
Track all their
how to
rankings.
track all their rankings, and our answer is don't. It's a trap.
Right.
You'll spend more money in trying to track your rankings than you will, going out there and making money.
It's
So,
not even the money; it's the time. That's ridiculous.
so a little globalization in seconds. These are some of the places. Once again, United States, Canada, Great Britain, Germany, France, India, Ireland, Italy, China, Mexico, Spain, Russia, Sweden, Switzerland, Australia, just to name a few. Huh.
Because now we want to piss off Russia more by outranking on them.
I mean, it's really designed so that you could take it if you're finding. We were talking earlier, like how many people want to do surfboard repair in California? You could target surfboard repair in the entire United States. That's pretty good. You got a bunch of locations you could hit, but SEO in the U.S. is pretty popular right now, especially this type of local SEO has been getting traction, more and more traction. There are other ways to build out these sites on the international level, but you're looking at server processing, timeouts, et cetera, this large, and B, you don't have the location database. You got to go out and make them yourself, and they're really, really expensive. Like, we spent an insane amount of money getting this stuff set up properly. But we wanted it so that we could take anything and try it anywhere with minimal time involvement and minimal cost. And you guys are gonna freaking love the new
And it
pricing
wasn't
model
set
we
up
come
into
with.
just like a simple short code where it's just like fucking throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. It's all set up in a format that allows us to just God, I'm
waking
having a
up
fuzzy
too
brain fog.
early.
Yeah, I did. I think I had my coffee.
Gotta
No,
use
but
it big
it's not just it's not just a bunch of short codes, right? I mean, it's all set up in a structured format. So everything is tiered out properly. Everything is funneled out properly, siloed out properly, which is why these sites are just ranking the way that they are.
Yep, and on our largest site yet, which 1.6 million pages, we're looking at an average page rendering time during a full assault index on 16 other sites on the box concurrently of about 0.45 to 0.65 seconds to load up the page at the longest time. So the servers that we've configured, we spent a ton of time making sure that they're beefed up to the best as possible, running full SSDs with the most updated RAM chips. Processing power is just insane, and it's all automated and it's all included. So you never need to worry about hosting. You never need to worry about getting your sites configured, your timeout issues, generation. It's really, really awesome. And like I was saying before, the pricing module lets you be as flexible as this list you see in front of you, even more so.
So basically how it works, guys, just a real quick, so you get spikes, and then you can spend your spikes on whatever site you want. And then once you get the site, then you move on, to getting another site, and then getting another site.
And we don't lock you into the system either. If you want to take the site you generated and export it out into a movable site that you want to install on your own website,
go for it.
Then absolutely you could do that. We do have the export feature. So you guys, we're not tying you into the landlord model. We're not making you pay for these sites
month after month.
Month after month. There is no fee right now at the gold and the platinum levels. We're not charging any extra for any hosting on top of all this. So you're getting literally servers that were configured by me and two of the best programmers on our team out in California spent the entire 2.5 weekends and plus easily half their week after their day jobs configuring these servers to be the fastest, most efficient, both PHP handlers and MySQL handlers on the planet right now. So it's and it's all included. It's all included.
Nice.
Yeah, let me ask if I can.
Yep.
I export your site, my site, and I'm going to put it on my server. We're not doing. I can't do shared, correct?
No. And the reason why you
There's
can't.
no way you can do shared hosting. So what's the cost that I'm going to end up having to go out and look to get a server that's going to be able to hold this?
I mean, in all honesty, if you were doing a small site, so let's say you wanted to just knock out a state, yeah, you could put that on a shared server. That's not a big deal, right? But when you're talking about these monster sites, you're talking about responsiveness times, you're talking about page load times, talking about just a website not crapping out on you or crapping out on the users. If it's crapping out on you as the user, it's crapping out on Google, so the shit's just not going to work.
Right.
And we all know that, we are a society of instant gratification, so if the thing doesn't pop up immediately for us, we're out of there, so.
Yeah, and page load time is a huge ranking factor.
Right,
nowadays.
so
everybody knows that.
So if you went off to get your own hosting, I mean, I can tell you that some of our
smaller sites will work.
No, I'm talking about if you were going to go off to get your own hosting to be able to host these big sites. Yeah, you're probably in it for anywhere between $600 to $800 a month on a dedicated box with the setup and the configurations that we have.
And you'd be able to load probably about 200 to 500 sites on that box, sure, if you set it up properly with the same exact config settings we have now. But you're still looking to pay $500 a month, and by the time you finally generate that many sites, you're probably a year into it already. So how much have you paid total? $6,000. And we're offering all that for free, integrated straight into the system. No need to move it, no need to push it anywhere.
And let's face it, anybody who's ever tried to move sites, it always sounds a whole lot easier than it is because it's just like anything, right? I mean,
WP Clone does a pretty good job, but if your server
not on a site like this, but not on sites like this.
out during a move operation, then you're SOL.
So.
Yeah, it just sounds more of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so we figured the best option for everybody involved was to just include the hosting. I mean, it's really a no-brainer for us. We configured it. We've been using it in the landlord model since we launched the landlord model, and we've only upgraded.
And once again, there is nobody on the planet that has as many of these sites as us. I mean, we must have easily right now, I mean,
Oh.
fucking thousands of
We have
sites.
thousands of websites.
Thousands of websites.
It's, yeah, we've a
And
lot.
so,
Yeah.
and you know, and we learn with every week that goes by, we'll always constantly try new things. Some of them work really well. Some of them freaking don't work as well as we expect them to work. And we go, okay, let's scrap that, or let's revisit that with something else. So it's a constant test model. You know, and most people are not going to go out there and buy thousands and thousands of dollars worth of domains just to test them. We do. You know, it's just part of the game.
All right, let's see. There's a question from Greg here somewhere that Brian Wade responded to. All right, let's see. Let's pull up Greg's
the question is, I have a brick and mortar and I want to dominate locally. Should I put the pages on my website, or should I do a separate domain and overlay my site? My plan is to load each address into in the town to the SSS site. SS site.
Yep.
Not the SSS
So
site.
you got a brick and mortar, want to dominate locally, put the pages on my website, or should I do a separate domain? The best thing to do is definitely, if that's your brick and mortar website that's bringing you all the money, definitely put it on another site. The last thing you want to do is get your money site that your clients are going to penalized for thin content, for any
absolutely. And the whole method is, once you figure out how to put it out on another domain and then overlay it, it's a rinse and repeat. So not just take up one spot in the SERP, 2 spots, 3 spots, 4 spots, 10 spots. There were some niches that we didn't even realize. I did not do my due diligence at all going into some certain niches, and all of a sudden found that there was somebody who was dominating a niche with like 40 sites back. There was, I mean, yeah, I could probably try and get into the niche, but why at that point? I mean, just move on.
Exactly. It's
so
not worth your effort.
That's what I would do.
40 sites.
Absolutely. So, Greg, that's what I would do. I would create other sites, and God forbid they get hit. Who cares? Put up another one. Keep going.
All right, and then we have from Brian Wade here saying, add pages to your money site for major local markets.
Yep.
Of course, if you have
Absolutely.
if your business is doing, has services in a certain area or perform services to a wider area, definitely include those individual town and countries.
Or even if you wanted to hit 20 major cities within the U.S. and you're going to write out individual good content for each one of those locations, that's a great idea. No problem at all, man. I would definitely do that. Brian's right on the money with that.
Yep.
But if you're going to be doing like mass targeting,
that absolutely says it right. It follows up right there. So what is it? Everyone could see it.
Yeah.
So if you're targeting out these mass local sites, definitely target out all those LSIs in your tags. Use the domination method we've taught earlier on in the blog, and build out those local sites. 10, 5, 10. Start with 3, 4, 5. See how you're ranking. Any tweaks you got to make to your on-page content, make them. Learn from the entire process, and use double agent after you index it out to point them all wherever you want to go. And you could do A/B testing too. Maybe your brick and mortar business is running a special advertisement or doing a coupon. Instead of just displaying your money site, maybe you want to display a big ad or something like that.
Absolutely, or an A/B test, or a different landing page, or whatever else.
You got a new product, you could just display the product. You could display a big video with just that product on it. And
you know what? We've also had other people that what they've done is they've created like a secondary homepage for their website, and they've let that thing just sit there by itself. They've overlaid that page within all of their within double agent, and then it allowed them to test everything out. Not to mention, then they don't have to worry about their money site getting hit. They don't really care about the 301 redirects. So they don't give a shit about anything because it's just a little site sitting out there by itself.
Exactly.
And then that interlinks to all of them. So that actually is the buffer.
Yeah. And I like how this question was phrased from a business owner's perspective, because that's who the majority of our clients are business owners who we do these techniques for, which is why we chose to teach them to you guys so you could do it as well. And one thing we do is we ask them, I could ask you right now, are you participating in traditional pay-per-click or pay-per-impression advertising through AdWords or any one of the other major advertising networks online? And if you are, then you're obviously familiar with the differential in price between a pay-per-impression campaign and a pay-per-click campaign. And there's a reason for that. A pay-per-impression campaign generally is valued less because you're not really targeting a specific audience. You're not guaranteed that they're going to see the next level of your advertisement. So what I'm getting at here is you could actually lower your cost of customer acquisition with your traditional marketing from a business owner's perspective with this model by utilizing retargeting and remarketing on your overlaid site, and then you could limit your pay per impression campaign to only display to the people who have previously visited your organic traffic funnel and have that pixel on their computer, essentially turning your entire pay per impression campaign into a pay per previously clicked campaign. Which is of much higher value to you as both the business and the consumer, because they're being served information that they expressed interest in already, not just a random Google search, blah blah blah.
Right, and not only that, right? Somebody who's already expressed interest. Now you can also follow them not just through a Google pay-per-click campaign, but you could also fire off your Facebook pixels on that as well for your Facebook remarketing.
Absolutely.
So retargeting.
Any one of these advertising platforms that you're currently using, or maybe not using yet because you haven't figured out the right way to do it, this is something that you should be thinking about. And really, not only as a business owner, but as all you SEOs in here, you're constantly looking for ways to expand your revenue stream. This isn't even expanding it past something you've already done. You really don't need to learn anything new here.
And a rockin' offering for you guys to throw out to your current clients or new potential clients.
Absolutely.
Hey, look, you're already doing. What we found works and what we found doesn't work. When you go into any business meeting and you turn around and say, look, you're currently doing pay-per-click, but you should be doing this, it automatically puts that divide between you and definitely somebody else in that room. Most of the time, the person you're talking to, they hear it as, wait a second, so you've been telling me I've been wasting my money all along, or there's somebody in the room who their job is to manage the pay-per-click. When you go in there and you tell them, look, we have a solution here that will, that will pick up 94% of those clicks that you're not getting because only 6% of the clicks are going through the pay-per-click model, and with that, it's also going to help maximize and it's going to help, lower the cost of your pay-per-click, campaigns across the board. Now all of a sudden, you don't have enemies sitting there. You have people that are going, wow, okay, this interests me now. Now I'm interested.
And you're helping their marketing department in numerous segments. So if you think of a larger company, what's in their marketing department? They have their digital marketing, they have their direct-to-consumer advertising department, you have their social media management department, and so on and so forth. This is not a replacement for any one of those.
Absolutely. And we didn't learn this without stepping on our own dick at least a couple of times by doing this. We had gone in there and we had definitely ruffled a couple of feathers and realized, holy crap, when we thought, honestly, we walked away going, wow, those guys were asses. And then we realized that, no, it was the way that we presented it. We were actually the asses. We weren't really keen enough to see what was really going on. When we looked at it and flipped it upside down and said, wow, this really could be beneficial to everyone, all of a sudden the conversations changed in the future meetings that we went into. So that's just a little tidbit there.
Yep. And we get into all this a little bit more in some of the past sales training, and we'll be sure to cover it in the future. All right, so let's move on here. What do we got here? Ganty's commenting in. Do you have the specification of VPS hosting? Yes, moving the big sites is a pain in the ass. Yes, it is. The VPS, like the specifications of the boxes we're running on right now, are full-on dedicated and partially hybridized. It'd be really hard to explain how the entire setup is without spending the next 15 minutes, but it's subdivided in such a way that servers or server capacity and
can be expanded and contracted,
but there's a core dedicated center of it all, and then a virtualized center of it all, like a worker-slave relationship across the entire network. You don't worry about it. They're really, really, really cool, and it's part cloud, part dedicated, and I can't explain it all in the short amount of time we have.
How do your sites do when they come up against Yelp or Yellow Pages?
They're actually doing really well.
And you know what? We are going to have something coming up really soon where we're going to start showing you demos of all of the results and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's coming.
All right. We got Doug. Nice to see you, Doug. Have client who wants to do pay-per-click for one of my niches. What's the best way to manage, track, and limit pay-per-click? By limit, I mean the client only wants X number of clicks per month. You could custom tailor day by day your bid.
Your ad spend.
So if you
can do ad spend per day, you can do ad spend per month. The problem is with doing ad spend per month is that you can blow through that shit, and we just had a client that did that.
Yep.
Blew through it like in a matter of 3 days.
Yep, and it's a real problem. That's why we like the landlord method. It's one of the selling points that we offer is that it's a static payment. Your billing department's not going to need to worry. Oh crap! 2 weeks in, do I have any money left in my AdWords budget? Or 2 weeks in, oh crap, we've only spent a quarter of it. We got to now boost it up. No, it's static. It's constant, and you'll also see that slow and eventually dramatic decline in spending elsewhere.
And also what we just said in reference to that, right? You can sell them the organic traffic funnel like we have, plus retargeting pixels, which will help them lower their pay per click, and hopefully they'll get a lot more out of it.
Exactly.
I'd want to know why they wanted a certain amount of clicks.
I think probably based on budget, I would assume. I think they probably looked at it and said, it's X amount of keywords per month, X amount of dollars per click. And then I think they probably estimated out. I think that's probably where Doug was going with that. That's what I assumed. But yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they only wanted a certain amount of clicks, that would kind of concern me too.
Yep.
When
will these sites be working and usable? We'll get to that. Leads ahoy! I'm not going to push that as public.
I wish I could. Because I wish I could step on my own deck. I'm Irish. I can't step on mine really.
I thought that. Yeah. All right.
Question: should I use double agent?
Oh, Google's hanging up here. What's going on? There's a problem completing that action. Let's try one more time here. Okay. All right.
Question: should I use double agent only on new sites, or is it safe to put it on an existing ugly site that is ranking well?
Absolutely. Safe to put it on the site.
Yep.
All Google's going to see is a small change, not a major change in the content. It's just going to see the small addition.
The only issue is that if that old site has a template that has that's heavy in CSS that may do some funky, wonky things.
You might need to customize your CSS a little bit, but that's a given with any site with a custom template. Not budget. Staff can only handle
a certain amount. Okay, so there was the answer to that. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Absolutely. So there's always constraining factors in whatever service.
I hate when you have so much business you actually have to hire more staff and grow.
Yeah, it's the worst. Well, it detracts a little bit from your time as well. We had a great conversation with someone who's hired thousands of people in his line of business, and he's like, every time you got to hire somebody else to do a job that you were previously doing before, it slows you down, not because it frees up time, but because now it's going from a thought to an action to a thought to vocalization to somebody else hearing it to them processing it to them doing it to you observing
and the feedback process
to the time they could finally get it right, and it's as if you did it yourself and you know it's right the first time. It takes X amount of time. So there's always cost factors associated with everything, even automation. What am I saying? Even automation costs money.
Is there a risk of penalty to a client's site that is iframed by the double agent of Serp Spike site? I'm going to be doing local SEO consulting and don't want to harm clients. I don't give a shit about affiliate sites. Right.
Okay. Well, so the way it works is it's pretty cool. We've analyzed how Google looks at backlinks on websites themselves. So what we did is we implemented what you guys have seen is the bash feature. What it does is it takes the site that you want overlaid in the iframe and turns it into a hash ID code, something that could be very easily decrypted if you have the key that was used to encrypt it, but it can't be decrypted easily. It would actually take a couple hundred years for them to be able to decrypt that key into a usable string without having the that key that was used to lock it in the first place. So we take that bash code and we pass it through back into your target. Wait for that truck to pass. What we do is we pass it back through as a query string on your regular site that you're using double agent on. So now the overlaid URL no longer looks like moneysite.com or bitlylink.com. It looks like my SERPspikesite.com / bash is equal to blah blah blah. When your Serp Spike site receives that, like a post from that home URL, and it has that bash ID on it, it switches from its regular, okay, I'm going to display a WordPress page mode to, okay, I got a bash ID. First step, let me decrypt it with my custom key that only I have. Now, each individual WordPress installation on the system has its own individual decryption code. So it's not like somebody figures out one of them, they could get to all the sites in the entire network. Each one's unique. So it decrypts that code now, takes it in, and it has the usable URL again. Then it goes and performs either a 301 or a 302 redirect, depending on the option you set in Double Agent. If you're using a Bitly as an intermediary, you got to use the 301, unfortunately. If you're not using Bitly, if you're using something like x.co, which I believe is Twitter, or not Twitter,
T.co.
T.co is Twitter, D.co or x.co, one of them is Google's. If you're using one of those, you could use the 302. But you really don't need to be using one of those anymore anyway, because it's not looking, when Google goes and analyzes all those pages being loaded, they're not seeing a direct link or a backlink from
They're seeing
the site.
one page. It basically,
what's happening is they're seeing the backlink happening, and that backlink is directed straight to your home site. It's almost like they're seeing the directory page loaded up. They're not going and loading up that other site and then loading it up a million times down the chain and looking at it and saying, okay, it's redirecting, this backlink's redirecting on every single page. They're saying, okay, it comes back to the main site, and we don't need to do that anymore. We see what it is.
so it just takes all those links. I mean, for those of you guys who still may be confused, it just takes all of those links that are within the iframes, brings them down to one page, and then that one page is actually the one linking out. So there's only one backlink, period. Yep. So it's not, the 301 pushes those backlinks to every single page. You don't have that anymore. It funnels them all together and pushes it out through via one link. So no, it will not harm client sites at all.
Yep, but we still recommend duplicating a client site or anything else, because Google has a nasty history of changing their algorithms and how they treat things. So why wouldn't you insulate yourself if you can? And it's extremely simple to insulate yourself against this type of thing. I mean, you could go to you could download a website downloader for free. I did that before, downloading other people's websites to look into the source code and reconstruct them. And it's, you could just download a static version of the site, upload it to your server in HTML and CSS form, and done.
One page. Page, the home page, or whatever page you wanted to redirect.
Yep, and if you want, at that point, you could turn on the click jacking feature, so whenever somebody goes and clicks on any part of that page, it brings them straight to the regular site.
Yeah.
And you don't even really need to do that, because if they use static links, or at that point it will be static links because you convert into static, it's not going to be relative. Anytime they click one of those, it's going to bring them to that section of the Target Money site anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Hey, I got a tool. I actually got a tool that you guys might be interested in, and the viewers, that does that. It's called Video Jacker, video-jacker.com. And I just grabbed it, and it just does that exact thing where you put a URL in, and it will like copy all the code and just pop it on like the page, and you can just completely duplicate any landing page or home page, and even change links. So you can like steal other people's landers and send it so that the links go to your clients' pages.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty evil shit. I like that.
Definitely going to have to check that out. All right, let's see. When I try to opt in at launch.serpspike.com, it just gives me the little swirl. I can never get through to a confirmation. See, that's weird. Like, I tried to replicate this problem in every single browser. Maybe it's because I'm using Windows and not Mac. I do not know. Try it in a different browser. If it's still happening, just send in a support ticket, and Ben, make sure you're on the list. And John, I think you are on the list too. Not 100% sure though.
Okay.
And then once you get an email sent out, make sure you send that response email so you can be entered into the contest.
Okay. I have several old sites that were built in 2010, not ranking well. Can I add
Index Assault and boost older sites? Absolutely. If you haven't run Index Assault before, you could still run Index Assault. It's not too late. If, however, you build a site and it's not to your liking, but you already ran Index Assault, well then, sorry, you got to
go buy another $10 domain.
There's a reason we call it the nuke, And in Assault, you can only do it once every few years. All right. Once I have a monthly membership for building the sites, other than the niche, what other information do you need? Do we provide the keywords and stuff like that? Yep. All the information we need from you is the keyword. You submit so your primary keyword, your 8 tags. You submit the location span that you want, so it would either be an individual state, or you want the entire U.S. or entire one of these countries, or just a region in one of these countries, or a collection of regions in one of these countries, and the number of spikes that deployment will cost, and then the hosting, if you're on a standard account, will be displayed to you. You click OK. Then what it's going to ask you to do is select your 3 top domain names And we have built in an available domain name checker. So as you're typing in, you don't need to type whatever you want.com. You could type in a category, or if you're looking for something specific, you put it in. And you're not responsible for buying the domain name. We do it, but we ask you to select your 3 top favorites. That way, in case one of them does get snagged in the interim, there's no delay in the site build process. We just go to your next favorite one. We build out the site for you, and that's pretty much it. It doesn't get much simpler than that. It's a really simple process. You could choose, you get a certain number of spikes per month, and you could choose, I want this many state sites and this many regional sites and this many this many that. And every month, depending on what level you're at, you get a boost, a reboost, a refill in spikes. So really, really simple. And we're pretty.
All right. Well, I'm really gonna throw a bastard wrench into you.
Go ahead.
I'm going for a different country.
You're going for a different country, all right. Oh,
and you're going to serve me up an English website.
Sure.
Okay. What if I want it in a foreign language?
Something I forgot to mention. We actually put into the whole price calculating algorithm a decrease in total cost of spikes for the deployment if you provide your content. So if you want something in another language pre-spun out for you, give it to us, and we'd be more than happy to take it. And as an added bonus, we're going to decrease the total cost of your website. So it's an added bonus because it means.
And then you have full control.
Yeah,
and you want to pick your domain name, you can pick your domain name. You can do
You could pick your domain name, your top 3 favorite. You could choose your own content, if you want, and that's going to reduce the total cost of your site. Because what it does, we look at our whole process, and we love generating the content and finding all the little tidbits, and we do a little research and learn some stuff, but we're not learning anything practical or applicable to our our business here. And yes, we are experts at it, and if you want us to do it, we'd be more than happy to do it as well. But if you want to see that reduction in price, or you want to try something new, then we're gonna give you a little bit of credit for saving our bit of time that we usually take to do it.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on here because we're going to be here all night.
Yeah, just click select. It'll move on to the next one. Ganty's racking up the points
here.
Okay. If you got like we should do that. We should have Ben count up the total number of upvotes you got on your thing in the Hangout. And actually, that's what we're going to do. During the Serp Spike launch webinar, right? As long as nobody jacks around with it and starts clicking upvotes and everyone starts sharing, we're going to, for the top 3 cumulative upvoters, we'll give them or question askers, whatever. We'll give them a Serp Spike.
Different points.
Yeah, we'll give them different spikes, different spike levels.
Okay, so you have 3 levels of Serp Spike membership. Can you give what is included? We will. We're not going to give it out just this second, but we absolutely will.
Yep. And there's a lot. There's
a lot of different
builders.
Things.
There's free hosting. There's a reduction in the total cost per spikes. There's tons. There's actually a legacy program that we have that ultimately results in free SEMeasy memberships.
Absolutely. There's a lot of cool stuff.
You're going to get instant access, depending on your legacy streak, to certain membership groups on SEMeasy. Really, really, really cool. All right, let's see. I had the spinning problem
with Serp Spike on Chrome. For some reason, it worked in Firefox. All right, we'll double check it on Chrome, but I think we had it working on Chrome, but we'll double check it.
I tested it on a Windows computer, but yeah, we will test again. Will there be someone to help with niche selection for idiots like me? If you enter a niche that we don't think we're going to be able to do, we're going to let you know. But
we're not going to pick the niche.
We're not picking niches. That was before we went into Source Landlord. We were asked whether we wanted to offer help with niches, and we said no, we cannot. We're not doing that. It's going to take up way too much time. And much to our surprise and dismay, during the launch, it was announced that we would be helping everybody pick niches. And that slowed things up so much. Guys, if you're in SEMeasy, there's so many resources available to you right now to help you. So many people who are experts at it in the forum and in SEMchat. And
I don't mean to be mean at all, because I love Big Happy, I love David. But if you're not sure what niche you want to be in, then I would hold off on buying a site right
Absolutely. Now. We're not trying to get everybody in and saying, we'll help you later.
Right.
Buy it right now.
Hold off on buying the site if you're not sure which niche you want to be in. I mean, and that's, I'm not sure how many
marketers would tell you.
I'm sure that other internet marketers are going to blacklist me from ever becoming a member of their Internet Marketing Association by saying that, but fuck them. All right. I just purchased a gig for
for 5,000 plus is on my question.
I love it. Fucking Ralph.
I'm gonna have to study the standard deviation over time.
For those of you guys that don't know Ralph is like a sales maniac. Sales is like right up Ralph's alley. He's like a freaking hardcore sales guy. So just a little shout out to Ralph. If I have
click select, I'll take the mouse.
Oh, sorry.
No problem. If I have a site built with Serp Spike and redirect it to one of my sites, can I then redirect that site to a client site? Absolutely. You could overlay it, and
the load times are going to be slow. Because
well, it depends what type of redirection you're doing. If you're overlaying it to your secondary site, and then on that secondary site doing like a 302 redirection, like a straight redirection to your money site as your own private insulator, you're not going to see any reduce in time. But if you're doing like a double agent into another double agent, you're loading up like, what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 sites. Yeah, you're loading up 5 sites at a time there, and it's really browser intensive. If you click select, it automatically.
Okay.
All right. So Ganti, so you will buy the domain. What are the stipulations to get the domain transferred to our name, if possible?
Once again, we have all of that worked out, and we will definitely be putting that out there.
It is all on the system. If you want to take control of your site and take control of the domain, that option is available. Let's see. I don't really know how to purchase online without complete scarcity. Well, Tim, well, if you don't know how to purchase, well, you only have 30 seconds to put your email into that form, or else it's going to disappear forever for your name, and you're going to be ineligible to ever have a Serp Spike membership.
I mean, the closest thing we're going to come to scarcity on this, guys, is going to be that
we just say, yo, we're full to capacity right now.
That's it. That's all. The door's basically closed, and you'll come back in. I know that the first day that we launch, obviously we're going to give different pricing than we will obviously later on, but that's not a scarcity tactic. It's because we want to get people through the door originally, and also because of the fact that we want to be able to serve the amount of people that we have coming in.
If you guys have ever used Uber, Uber doesn't raise the prices of their taxis to make during peak hours and stuff to make you want to taxi more, not to increase scarcity in the number of Ubers. They do it because they need to make more money. It costs more money. The cars are stuck in more traffic, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why they do it, and prices fluctuate with the market. That's how it is, but it's definitely not to increase scarcity. We got some pictures right here coming in from Frank. What are you showing, Frank?
That's niche research.
Niche research right there.
Go to a magazine rack. Go find something.
Perfect.
Not to be a dick, but to be a dick.
That's why.
Gotcha. Yeah, Andrew was sending me something. I'm not saying gotcha to you. That's pretty cool. Yeah, if you go to a magazine and you're looking through, see what's popular right now.
We do keyword research. Believe it or not, I do most of my keyword research while I'm driving. I get behind a freaking truck, and they have a service, and they have all the fucking keywords on the side of the truck, like fire suppression systems, and it has whatever, fire extinguisher certificate, and they have all the shit that they do on the truck, and I pull out my phone and I go click, and I take a quick picture and I go back to it. Believe it or not, that's how I do some of my best keyword research. I know it sounds really, really, really stupid, but that is one of the greatest ways for me to be able to figure out new niches. Because if they're putting it on the side of their truck, they paid a shitload to have their truck lettered up, and chances are, if one company does it, all these other companies are doing it because it's somewhat competitive, and I found that to be a really kind of cool out-of-the-box method.
Absolutely. Let's see, Ganti asking, are you doing the same niche for 2 different members of Serp Spike? I'm sure a lot of us might pick a same niche. How is it handled? Well, with this many areas being offered, the chances of you stepping on somebody's foot are slim, but a lot of people don't like thinking outside the box or spreading their wings a little bit. So it's a first-come, first-served basis. If you take up the entire United States and you're the first person to take up that package for a particular niche, then you got it. If you're the first person to take a state, you got it. First person to take a region or an estado, you got it. So long as your membership stays valid, you have that account. That is yours. If you, and that's pretty much it, guys. It's a first come, first serve basis. There's your scarcity right there. Yeah.
I actually love the next one.
Next question.
You guys don't know anything about SEO. If you do, you'd be leaning against your dueling Lambos. I mean, how can we take you seriously without your Lambos? Ralph brings up an extremely good point. Believe it or not, Jake and I know absolutely jack squat about. We tried to do the dueling minivans. It didn't come out the way that we liked.
Yeah.
I can safely say that Listen, you know, and just with this being said, right?
I could say I don't know anything about video production. You know.
You will never. I mean, listen. We like to tell you guys that we're successful. Okay. I don't. Maybe it's one of my things. Like I can't rub. This is Jake. This is Jake. Okay. Yeah. Listen. I don't believe that good marketing is rubbing that you've had success with certain shit in people's faces that are trying to get there. Well, that shit has never quite worked for me. I don't respond to it, so I don't expect that other people respond to it. Maybe they do, and maybe I have this shit backwards, which is cool. But I mean, and I know that Ralph is totally fucking busting balls, and I love it. But I'm taking that on the serious note. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, you know, that's also the reason why we don't send out things with affiliate links. Maybe if we did, we'd be able to get those two Lambos. We should start doing affiliate links. Fuck it, we're doing affiliate links now because we want Lambos.
All right, we're cutting back the Serp Spike launch for 2 weeks, and it's going to be a JV Zoo launch. Look out for that nice, pretty button on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm too busy to deal with that bullshit.
Last statement said you would love. Oh no, Kevin, I know. We listen. It's funny because a lot of you guys put these statements in, and we've known you guys for like a really long time. So trust me, we totally. We understand the sarcasm, so yeah, don't think that we took it seriously. We love it.
Tim's going, I feel much better now.
Bang!
No, I always thought you guys had the Lamborghinis behind that green screen, and I thought that's where you had all like your rich shit, you know?
We hide it back.
Are you kidding me? Did you see the age of that microwave that they've got Ben using? I'm surprised he's not glowing with that leaking thing.
That's actually. What are you talking about? You see our coffee machine? You can't see the coffee
honestly,
machine.
You take your screen share off, and I'll tell you exactly what you got behind you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to love our coffee machine. All right.
Yeah. Move your head.
All right.
I'm looking in the mirrors.
All right, here. How do we get the coffee machine in the mirror here?
You can't.
That side? That
It's
side?
that side.
Work.
I already see a coffee machine, a microwave, your gray shelf, and
yes, Ralph, we know it was a joke. Totally knew it was a joke. Actually, I'm actually really laughing, but I just kind of threw that out there for anybody who didn't.
Type in Flavia 400 for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah, Flavia 400.
No, I already know you guys are playing serious with the coffee.
Oh, very serious with the coffee.
That's why I love you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't have a K cup, then you guys are just failures. You need a K cup.
No, K cup 2.0.
I'll tell you, this is the coffee machine story, right? So Jake came to us. Jake came to me and said, look, the one thing that I want in this office is this fucking $1,600 coffee machine. And I looked at him, I'm scratching my head, I'm going, dude, this thing better do a whole lot more than just make coffee for me for $1,600, right? So Jake was going through Amazon, and all of a sudden, I guess you were showing back and you looked at the same product, and whoever uploaded the Amazon feed for this company fucked up the price markup or whatever it was.
Yeah, they were supposed to have a special sale, but instead of being like
$1,600, it was like $400. So Jake just went buy, and they sent it to us.
Sent it out.
So.
Oh my God!
Nice.
And I thought I scored when I picked up my toilet paper.
But now, believe it or not, I was going to go out and I was going to buy him the $1,600 coffee machine anyway. But we saved $1,200 and we went out and spent it on, well,
hookers.
Yes, for our Lambos. Actually, pretty funny, right? Like I have a two-seater. I'm not even going to go into what type of car it is, but it's a pretty hot, pretty fast car.
Fiat.
Yeah, it's a Fiat. No, I mean, because once again, I don't like to take this shit and I don't like push it in people's face. But I can tell you that I was jump starting it like 2 weeks ago because the shit had sit in my driveway for so long that you know, it was covered in the whole 9 yards, but the shit was sitting there for so long that I wound up having to jump start it. Because you know, I have a wife and 2 kids, and my wife looked at me and said, "Why are you buying a two-seater? What are you trying to tell me something?" And I said, "Well, yeah, it should have been pretty obvious what I was trying to tell you, but." In case you didn't get
Midlife crisis.
I go, in case you didn't get it, we're going out for ice cream. Let's go.
All right, the question here from Ganti is, can we upgrade from one level to another at a later date? I guess we pay the prevailing price rather than the initial price. Correct. Whenever you choose to upgrade or downgrade your account, you're going to be switching to the pricing for that level at the time of your switch.
Right.
But if you jump in, you know, at a certain rate, it's never going to go up on you. It could only go down. You're locked in. Not to sound like a banker or something. You know, you're locked in at your rate, but you will be locked in at that rate, and it's not going to go up or down on you, or it won't go up on you. It could only go down. And furthermore, your legacy streak won't be ruined by switching between membership levels, so long as you maintain your membership. Of course, if you drop for a month and then decide, oh, I want back in, please let me back in.
It's a legacy streak.
It's a streak. It's, you know, you got to restart from zero. That's how streaks work. All right.
It's a Fiero, but it's a really nice Fiero. No, unfortunately, it's not a Fiero. Believe it or not, I wanted to do the whole Fiero kit card thing, and my wife said, absolutely not. You're not getting involved with parts all over the place and a never-ending project going on for years. And no, it's not a Mini Cooper.
But no, I like the Italian job.
No, dude, it's a pretty sweet car. It is a little bit. Put it this way, I could only find one of them, and I had to drive all the way down to Pennsylvania to pick it up. It was pretty sweet.
Nice.
Come on, you can't say you have a nice two-seater and not tell me what it is. Yes, I can, Tim. Come and visit me down here, and I'll show it to you. You're not that far away.
It's 82 in Newport Beach. That's going way back earlier.
82 in Newport Beach. Yeah, you know what?
Triple layered up here.
Hey, Ralph. There you go, buddy. That's for you. And you know that's sent with love. It's 82 in Newport Beach.
Oh, man.
Maybe I got to look for property value down there.
Alan's going duplicate homepage of client site and put it on my server and put that in iframe equals awesome.
Awesome. Yep.
So
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. Anytime.
Alan, I like the way you think.
I know that everybody is loving Spike, and that we're going to do an entire probably 6 weeks of question and answer on it. How about this mastermind while you guys are trying to find a question that you care about?
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna blow through this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump right into mastermind. I swear. Okay. Legacy streak. Basically, legacy streak is as long as you remain in the system at whatever level, you continue getting legacy points moving towards your legacy membership.
So like we had the example out. Say like you get 1 spike a month with your standard membership, 2 spikes a month with your gold, and 3 with your platinum. Month 1 or when you first sign up. If you're in the system, month 2, you're gonna get a bonus like 2 spikes per month with your standard, a bonus 4 spikes a month with your regular, and a bonus 6 spikes a month with your platinum. So you'd be getting 7 every month instead of 3, or 5 every month instead of 2, whatever it is. It's going to go up month by month by month as you grow and grow your legacy streak until you get to a certain point, and then everything just gets slashed in price ridiculously.
Yep.
So it's really something to build towards, and it also gets you certain access to things like free memberships to SEMeasy. There's a ton of stuff involved in it, so you guys are going to like it.
Not an El Camino. Bicycle for 2, nope. Speaking of geodata, how necessary are zip codes? Tim, we like zip codes. The reason being is because Google identifies them. Oftentimes, we're starting to see SERP benefits because of the zip codes.
And any of you programmers, I know Tim is a programmer, so think about how easy it would to write a regex code or expression to detect 9, or was it 5? Yep. Yeah, 5 digits ranging from 0 to 9 in a row. It's the simplest search to find with a regex expression. So Google's definitely looking at it when they parse the content on your pages.
Okay.
How much legacy for us who've already been paying 7 months already? For you, Serp, for you still existing Serp landlord members, there will be discounts.
Yeah,
do not worry about that at all.
We've never fucked you guys.
And we love you guys. You guys have stuck with us through all these upgrades, and you're definitely going to be rewarded for that.
What is a spike?
Is it a site or a spike?
It's sort of like a credit.
It's a credit to the system that you could use in any way you want throughout the entire system.
Okay, back again. So do this. Back again, doing a national site, but potential
rank centers are all local. Any issue with doing county-state categories so we can offer a county more easily? We could definitely look into it. There's no reason we can't.
Absolutely. Let's see.
All right. I just picked. Are you gonna click it?
I just picked up a local orthodontist, and he is on page 1, but position 8. He wants to move up higher. I ranked a video #1 on Google for Orthodontist City. He needs a strategy to help a different page on his site.
To rank on page 1 using video.
I don't know if he needs to. Okay, this is what I would do, John. The first thing I would do, as we were discussing in the holiday and the Halloween and the webinar.
Build up the group.
Build up the group. Google's damn looking at the group. You know, it's absolutely gigantic right now. If you don't build up your groups, and Google specifically says we're looking at the group, so do it. And it's not because when I say Google's saying it, their patents are saying it. It's not Matt Cutts sitting around saying build up your groups. And other people have actually grabbed what we've said. The one thing I can tell you is that we have been like surfing around and looking at other people's sites.
Absolutely.
People are talking about some of the same shit that we've been talking about here for months, and they're coming up with a revelation. Look at what I just figured out myself.
Eddie and I look at each other with
we
like
kind of laugh.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, you can either hang out at SEMeasy, right, or you can go to hang out with some of these other gurus, and they'll tell you what we were talking about 6 months from now. All right, with that, we are going to move on. Damn good point. Time to go out and build some digital assets, data sets. Data sets.
Absolutely.
Oh, that was a programming. Okay,
Yep.
So let me jump in. Justin.
Let's you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, Justin, I wanted to give you just a couple minutes real fast to talk to people about when we are going to start the masterminds and everything else. And then we're going to come on with Frank and Byron because there's a couple of little things that we're going to throw out to them as well.
Cool. Yeah, and Frank, I did get your application or whatever it is. So very cool. Thank you. Basically, you know, what we got so far is, and by the way, not included, Frank. Sorry. No, I'm just joking. You're in. So what we got so far is we got a handful of people who are really like, everyone who's come into this group has a different skill set. So if you feel like, you know, oh, I maybe don't have enough experience in one area of SEO or another, you know, don't be scared to put in, you know, fill out that form and submit it, because there's a good chance that you'll get in, because you might be great at sales, or maybe you are a great, you know, analytical type of person. So whatever your strength is, definitely jump into it, okay? But basically, we've gotten a handful of applications. So the skill that's come to this group for the Elite Mastermind is just absolutely outrageous. And I've had the pleasure of being able to talk to a couple guys, message back and forth, and basically, if you already have a pretty good SEO business, maybe you're doing local clients, maybe you're doing, you know, and maybe you're doing AdSense or affiliate. But if you already at least have a business and you're ready to now take it to another level by connecting with some really bright guys who may have already done what you want to do, then go to that link that Andrew Jake sent and post it up. Go fill out that form and submit it. Okay. The Elite Mastermind group, our main, what we're going to be doing is testing some really new stuff, and we're going to be learning from each other. And you're going to just get so much knowledge and so much practical skills that you can use. You know, and so that's one thing, and it's really exciting. So definitely go jump on that. Now then, we also have the Open Hangout Mastermind. Okay, that's going to be, you know, whether you're in one group or another. Everyone's going to be able to participate in those, and we're going to be doing hot seats. We're going to be, you know, like sharing our different skills and maybe where our holdups are, and we can all contribute to each other. So, you know, everyone will be able to benefit from that. You don't need to sign up for any type of form or anything like that. Just stay tuned, and you'll be able to, you know, get all the skills, all the knowledge, and all the connections that you need to take your business up, you know, 3-4 levels of wherever you are. There it is.
Awesome. And guys, like I said, in reference to these masterminds, it's going to be a lot of stuff that, you know, you're going to be seeing shit before. I mean, you're actually going to see things that we were working on and playing with before it even gets out there. So I know Frank's laughing. I'm not sure why. My pants.
Because I just saw SEMeasy right in the middle of the screen.
Cool.
Somebody playing with plugins.
You know, this is pretty cool. I gotta find the right size logo now. I didn't even know this existed.
Hey,
Oh,
what
the
do I get
overlays?
on mine?
Very cool.
All right.
What do I get on mine?
Now, Frank and Byron, guys, every Friday we have the SEO show. What we are going to be doing from this point forward is I'll be talking to Frank and I'll be talking to Byron. Like for instance, this week's SEO show coming up, it's going to be really cool, but we're going to give them a couple of free spikes that they can start handing out to some of these people, so when the system opens up, they can jump in there and start using it. So those people that are interested, show up on the SEO show, show up live, and these guys, they're going to have a whole shitload of things that they can give to you, all right, which is very, very, very freaking cool. Once again, the SEO show is just oh, there we go, but it's backwards.
No,
you
it's
guys
forward for everybody else. Forward
shit, I got locked inside my screen. I'm on the inside of the screen. I saw this in an AHA video. Actually, Byron, I know that you're into rock, right? But I might be dating you with the AHA video.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I can see the expression.
The cartoon.
Yeah, I got locked inside the screen. But Frank laughing because he knows exactly what the hell I'm talking about.
Man, I still watch it.
So, with that being said, let's see. We've been at it for about an hour and 45 minutes, which is probably way too much for you guys to absorb.
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know with the show. I've been talking to Mark, our last guest who we had on. He was bummed out. He had he spent like 3 days getting stuff together. Well, after the show, he's been spending a week getting more people that he works with, getting PBN stuff, modules made, getting the guys that he works with on a daily basis all together, and they want to do a big, huge, basically just a fucking huge giveaway to everybody, because that's just the way some of these guys are. They're not into it for what the rest of the world is. They're kind of on our side of the map, and they give because they give, and they do this stuff so they know that information is awesome and it's built on a real community. So watch out for that stuff. I don't know. I'm asking people, to donate swag, giveaways, things like that. We've put stuff up in the forum. Pop in, put in, be a smart ass. I don't care. Come to the show, ask a question.
And if there's anything you guys want to see, jump in the forum and tell Frank that, look, this is what we'd like to see.
And especially people you want to hear from, because you may know somebody that we have no clue or is just, so out of the radar for us. We'll contact them. We're getting our own little bin, but it's really hard to find somebody who's a midget that does what Ben does, because that's exactly what I'm hiring, is a midget, just so that I can have everything on upper shelves just to laugh at them all day. But yeah, we want help finding out who you guys want to know more from. And some of them are scared to come on, and other ones just are excited to be on, and you can see it in their Facebook groups and stuff. So
I can guarantee for anybody who shows up live to the SEO show this coming week, you guys are going to be very pleasantly surprised, because we are going to make sure that there's a ton of shit to give away, and you're going to be able to get shit before anybody else.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe I'll even throw a little tease in there to you, Frank. I'll give you a couple of examples maybe that you can show to people this Friday. So. I know we're teasing people with some of this stuff. I'll throw some stuff out to you so you can tease them too.
Hey man, I got no problem. I've been called to tease.
Like a real live example or something. So that'd be cool.
Yep. So
shut the fuck up. That's all I can say.
That's pretty much it. So just a quick recap for anybody who jumped in late. SEMeasy's doing awesome. Thanks again to you guys. Moving on, we got our Mastermind group. Justin's hit on that. Great job. If you're interested in signing up for the Mastermind group, head over to that link. Easy enough.
Well, they can't see
Frank. Is everybody looking at Frank? I thought they could see us. Maybe not. Anyway, SEMeasy's doing awesome. Check. Mastermind groups. Check. Bitly and SEMeasy. That's how you get and sign up. Serp Spike. We've covered that. A little bit of a tease right here. Read it and weep. Again, read it and weep. Globalization, we could hit everywhere. And questions and answers, we've been doing that for the past hour and 20 minutes now. So I think we're all set and pretty much good to go, guys.
Yep.
If there's any more questions, we're going to jump over to that. And it looks like it's, yep, there are. No, they're mostly comments. Here we go.
Reminder of the show of the time of the show of the SEO show on Friday. So it is 12 p.m. or 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And once again, guys, if like that's a hard time for people to make it, well then jump into the forum and talk to Frank and talk to Byron, and we'll figure it out. You know,
Tell us.
The SEO show is here for you guys and for everybody else. So.
And don't worry, some of the people that we've tried to interview have said, man, if you could do it at night, you know, if you could do it at this day or anything else, we're open to it because we just want it to be huge, hangout. You know, if you want to come on and drink a beer and chill out, cool. We don't care. You know, there's nothing that we're not going to be, you know, offended by.
Yep, and with this many viewers hitting us now, it's going to spread like
I've never seen Frank blush. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I've never seen Frank blush.
Hey, I'm growing all of this out. This has to be shaved off by the end of November. But this stash, man, I'm doing it for everybody's ass. I'm growing it for every male ass out there.
Okay.
No, it really is. It's prostate cancer awareness, so it's Movember, so.
No shave November. No shave November.
No shave.
I didn't shave since yesterday, so it's just I got the 1 day growth going on.
Boy, yeah, you've been growing that since 6th grade. What are you talking about?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Let's see what else we got here. +1 on that, Frank. He sounded like he had more to offer. Frank's got a ton to offer, guys. And just
ask my wife.
I'm a dwarf. Does that count, Frank?
Come on, man. We take everybody. Hey, we even had people accidentally come on the show. They didn't even know they were clicking on the link to enter the show. And, you know, if it happens, we roll with it. What the hell? You're not going to do anything illegal? Google will handle that.
Surprise. All right. Thank you, Ganti, for sticking around. You had some great questions today, as always. Appreciate it.
Did Justin tell us, when did we say that we were going to start the masterminds?
I think he may have stepped out for a
yesterday.
moment. Yeah, Justin had to step out for a bit.
Okay, cool.
And then last question. Oh, no, we got Doug here saying, what time is the SEO show? It's flexible, but the one scheduled for Friday is, what, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard? 12 p.m. 12 p.m. Eastern.
12 New York time.
Yep.
Noon. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
High noon, so don't show up at midnight.
And then finally, so the launch is on November 14th. Do you have any time on November 14th? Right now, I think it's like at 8 a.m. Eastern or something, which is not true. It's definitely November 14th. It'll probably be closer to midday, if not afternoon. And we'll update that exact countdown as we get closer to it. We just want to make sure that everything's up and running first before we give an exact time for everybody. But you'll be getting emails, and we got it's up to 194, 195 last time I checked on MailChimp for that sign up.
It's much, much higher than that now. You haven't checked in quite some time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I was locked out for 2 days, so I don't know if you
didn't check since last week, then, my friend, because
I haven't.
No,
but
the list is big.
Word.
It's good.
Get over to the Facebook page. You never know what links get dropped there or what chats jump up there. Absolutely. So at least like the page, share the page, and keep an eye on it because you never know what update gets dropped there. It's easier for some of us, and other ones of us just want to see if anybody's paying attention. So swag is on its way, guys.
Yep.
Sounds good, brother.
Including those Frank's Mom T-shirts. We got to get those.
Yes. Hey, support a hooker. I mean, a stripper. She's not quite a hooker yet.
Hey, if you're in Nevada, I guess it's okay, right?
Yeah, actually, it's okay too.
Hey, Frank, I'm going to just throw this out to you real fast. So, one night we're in our office, in my other company where we make the pins, right? And we get a guy that sends out an email and says, "Listen, I need to speak to somebody quickly." So my staff, one of my guys, my manager actually calls the guy, and it turns out it's a guy calling, and his name is Dennis Hoff. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Dennis Hoff is. He owns the Bunny Ranch. And sure enough, he wanted to get pins for every girl that works in the Bunny Ranch. So my manager was like, "Fuck, I'll fly him out to you. I'll drop him off personally." They speak all the time. It's actually really kind of funny.
Hey, that guy is awesome. He tried to get some stuff here in Phoenix started, but everybody was up in arms, and I'm just like, this is the only place you go to Walmart and you better have a bulletproof vest because the guy getting eggs has a 45 with hollow points in it. showing. I mean, we are a carry state, so you know. I go, you know, why can't we have a bunny ranch too out here? I mean, it's the desert again, so we were the Wild West. That'd be awesome.
All right, guys, we are out, and we will see you guys on the next round.
Peace out, guys. Thanks as
Later, y'all.
Adios.